Hey there, I'm Emily, host of the 3315 Hear the Blessed, the show where we talk about being a young Christian in crazy times. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to another episode of the 3315. Today, we're going to be talking about something rather common in our everyday lives: social media. Now then, I'm sure we all know what social media is, right? Online platforms that are used for interacting with others online. Whether that be a simple post, a photo, a video, heck, it can even be used for business. Social media is used in so many ways these days, it's crazy. And it's become a part of everyday life. Yet, as amazing as social media can be, it's also a bit of a problem in our everyday lives, especially for us young people. Now, before we get further into this, just know I'm not trying to call anyone out or insult anyone that uses social media or anything of that sort. I just want to call to attention the negatives that social media can and does have on people and bring that to light. So, there are some benefits of social media: being able to speak to others online, using it to promote a business, providing entertainment, teaching others, and all the other conveniences that come with the internet in this digital age. See, it's not all that bad. It has uses. It can be helpful. And in some cases, you can even make a career out of it. I even have an Instagram to promote this podcast and interact with others. If you have a topic request or a question, you can DM me there. So yeah, it's not all that bad. It can be a force for good when used correctly. Now then, on to the negative side. The main one is how addictive it can be. On average, most people spend at least 2.5 hours on social media a day. Now, that's a pretty good chunk of the day if you ask me. And there are all kinds of social media out there: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and so much more. All of them can be just as addictive as the last, and it's a serious issue. And it's not just that. People will lose sleep due to staying up on social media. There's cyberbullying and the comparisons that people will make to others who present their lives through pictures and posts as all pretty and perfect. But you have to remember that you are only getting to see how they portray their lives through social media. It may not be a total nightmare, but the reality of their lives may not be as pretty and perfect as they're portraying it. And of course, you need to be careful with who you talk to online. If you don't know who the other person is, be careful. You don't know who's on the other side of that screen when it comes to online interactions. It can be nice to be able to stay in contact with people and talk to people and all that, but you need to still be careful regardless of what you say and do. And you also need to be careful of what you post on social media. If you post something that may seem inappropriate or even can be considered crude, it can come back to bite you in the butt years later when it may have just seemed fun and harmless back then. These are all things you need to be wary of when it comes to social media, and you need to be careful that it doesn't take over your life, that it becomes your main focus. It becomes more important to you than other things in life that should be your main focus. Consider this verse, Matthew 6, verses 22 through 24. It says, "Your eye is like a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is filled with light. But when your eye is unhealthy, your body is filled with darkness. And if the light you think you have is actually darkness, how deep that darkness is. No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and be enslaved to money." What this verse is saying, that whatever you spend your time on is what your life will be full of. And you can't focus on that and other more important things in life if you make that thing your main focus. So you need to be careful about what you look at, what you're spending your time on when it comes to social media. Maybe take a step back and think critically about it. If you're spending all your time on something like social media, then make some changes. Use apps that can help you set limits for how long you're on there, or even block it for a certain amount of time. I'll even list some in the description of this episode if you want to check out. And of course, ask for help. Pray about it. Ask God, "Lord, am I spending more time on this than what's important in life? Am I spending more time on this than spending time with you, spending time with family, friends, school, work, whatever may be more important than this?" If you are spending more time on it, take a step back and just take some steps to limit that, to just set aside time where you focus on things that are more important. Everything in moderation. And finally, one last thought. If it comes down to it, consider the nuclear option. Deleting your social media if you think it's too addicting. But don't just jump the gun if you realize you're spending too much time on there. Step back, see what you can do to limit that time and all that, because it's not all that bad. But if it really is too addicting, then consider just deleting it altogether. Thanks for joining me today on another episode. Hope you liked it. If you have any questions or would like to request a topic for me to talk about, message me on Instagram at 33_15_ here to bless. God bless you.